licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hello, welcome
Hi.
to Keanvenient Truth. Oh, well, where do you want to start? We've been gone for some time, and actually, this is our last Keanvenient Truth. Actually,
Well, yes, but
Keanvenient Truth.
we're transitioning over, so we are no longer going to be doing Keanvenient Truth, but everybody who enjoys Keanvenient Truth can follow us at Infused with Love, because we're starting a new Infused with Love podcast that's going to be more catered to, it'll be similar topics around mental health and just like social things going on, but we'll probably be more focused and trying to get a little bit deeper into certain topics when it comes to mental health. And we might not swear as much anymore either. I don't know. Maybe make it a little bit more professional.
We're gonna change things up. The scene is gonna change. The background's gonna change.
Got a whole background.
You're not gonna be seeing me all the time. You know, like maybe you'll see somebody else in here. You know. Right. So we're really switching things up. So last Keanvenient Truth podcast, but transitioning to Infused with Love, which they should also be able to actually watch it from. Are you going to link it to our?
Yeah, I mean, I'll link all like the first several episodes through the Keanvenient Truth, so everybody can find us, and also through the podcast and Apple Podcasts or Spotify, there'll be a link that you can click to switch over and follow us there. So yeah, it's sad, but you know, we made it to 104. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we just decided that like doing the 2 is kind of like counterproductive. It's, you know, this podcast, I think we talk about a lot of, it's just like a lot of all over the place. It could be anything, which is great. I enjoy that. And it's been fun. But I think we just need to like focus in and get everything aligned with our practice that we have, and you know, the business and just everything that we do it just aligns with Infused with Love, as opposed to Keanvenient Truth is kind of like a spin-off really of all that. And we really started because you didn't really want the Keanvenient Truth to really be connected to.
I didn't want it to be, well, not the business. I just didn't want to be a part of a podcast as a therapist where I was like having to like really talk about like clinical stuff all the time and really be like all, you know, straight edge. It's like I don't want to do that on a podcast. I do that at work. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's why I really kind of just wanted to have a forum for myself, right? A place for me just to kind of like just fucking
fun.
Just
talk about
just
whatever.
Be, you know, and not that I'm not as a therapist, but obviously, you know, I'm not saying fucks every single fucking second after every single
like
fucking
Keanvenient
word.
Truth. In this, we do swear a lot. And you know, it's just like,
you know what I actually read? I think I sent this to you, that people who swear a lot actually have, what was it? They either have a higher IQ.
What?
Yeah, or something, but it was something really amazing, and I sent it to you, and I was like, see? And people really say
they can find the good in anything.
Good in anything.
Figure out something, right? But so, yep, here we are, episode 104, our last Keanvenient Truth.
Ending on 104. What's the numbers 104?
what's the numbers?
I mean, like
104?
numerologically speaking, what is, because that's our last episode is 104. I want to make sure that if it's our last episode, we're like going out with like a really cool numerological.
Well, I guess it kind of
bang.
makes sense because 5 is about exploring other things, kind of tasting new. It's all about like new, exploring, like traveling and moving, and even a little chaoticness. It's just like just getting to do other things.
Yeah, that's wild actually, because I feel like that's exactly what we're going into, or even just I'm going into, even myself, like just for 2026. I'm all over the place. Like I'm traveling so much in 2026. I'm here, I'm there, I'm bopping around, stuff going on.
Well, let's look at your numerology.
I'm stepping back a little bit from the podcast, which
I'm not excited about it, but you know,
I know it's just a lot.
Yeah, well, it's also the 5 is like a freedom oriented.
Yes, I just want to feel free. I feel like 2026 is really diving into that for me.
But there's something different. There's your numerology numbers, and then there's the podcast numerology numbers, and you know, I think it makes sense when you're talking about liberation and freedom and exploring other things. We're transitioning into a different thing that's aligned differently, you know. So.
And even with that too, I mean, like I think we're going into a whole, just even with Infused with Love, which is our business, like that whole thing is like growing into something really amazing. So makes sense. Episode 104 makes sense.
Yeah, let's look at your numerology real quick.
My numerology.
See where you're at next year or this year.
I feel like it's really amazing.
Personal. Oh no, next year. So this year is like, you know.
This year meaning 2025.
2025 has been an 8-year for you, which is all about kind of like your pinnacle in your 9-year cycle, really. It's like the climax of reaping your rewards. You know, you probably made a lot of money this year. You've probably done fairly well for yourself. You maybe come into like a role of like a leadership role, like you have stepped into more of like a boss role, I think.
I mean, I'm an owner of a practice, so
yeah, and like doing like
and I'm a
supervision and stuff like that, you know. And then, but next year is actually a 9, so it's a year of like clearing house, of like getting rid of things that are no longer.
That's necessary. So interesting because with our practice growing, the whole concept of that is for me to step back a little bit.
Which is going to be tough for you.
Which is going to be really tough for me, but I'm really excited to just focus on supervision and just focused on like working with all the clinicians and like supervising them. That's what I'm like super excited about.
Yeah. So that'll be next year. And actually, I mean, you just have you have a few 5s in your name anyway, so you're about like traveling and stuff.
Love to travel. I feel like from this point on, my life is really just
says you need lots of personal freedom.
I need lots of personal freedom.
Excellent sales abilities.
I can sell anything.
Also, 9-year next year you're also a 9, so you might handle it a lot better because it's like high energy. So maybe like it'll flow smoother because you are a 9 and it's a 9-year. Do you ever remember like what's 9 years ago? What was 9 years ago from today?
Before I met you, maybe? A little before I met you.
It was 20. Oh, jeez, I can't even do the math right now.
Because we met 8 years. No, 9.
2025 minus 9. So it was 2016.
Okay, we met in 17. All right.
What were you doing then?
2016, what was I doing?
Yeah, 2016, 2017, something like that.
Is this connected to this?
Yeah. Well, 2017 actually, because next year you'll be the 9-year. So, yeah, 2017. That's like right.
So we met. So in 2016, going into 17, I was becoming a little more of, and when I say little, I use that word lightly, but a little more of a homebody. I was still single, so I was going on tons of Tinder dates and Bumble dates. I was still going out with my friends, going to concerts, having fun, blah, blah. But I was like, I like had this thing where my mentality switched from 16 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I got more into the thought process of like, you know what, time is too short and I'm just gonna like have fun. Because I used to be so rigid, actually, believe it or not. Like in my mind, I used to be like, I cannot leave the house or go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are school nights, work nights. And I don't want to go out on those nights. So I only would go out on Friday or Saturday and then day drink on Sunday. That's what I used to do. Or just Saturday night and day drink on Sunday. So then I switched it and I got to this mentality of like, you know what? Like, who cares if it's a Wednesday? Let's say someone, asks you out on a date to go for, like, who cares, Leah? Just go. And that's kind of where I started going with. So things became more like freeing for me around that time. And I was more open.
Okay.
But I was also ready to take a different path and like maybe not party anymore.
Well, that's great.
Whoa, what's that?
Whoa, I didn't mean to do that.
What is that? You hear that?
Yeah. Well, I can't do this
You
anymore.
have to turn that off.
I know. I didn't mean to do this. This was like supposed to be like a...
I feel like every time you try and do some fucking new shit, it's always like,
stop talking.
Oh my God.
Okay.
No, it's still there. I hear myself.
It is still there. There we go.
No, still there.
That's wild.
Oh my God. Just turn the whole thing off.
I'm trying to.
What do you mean?
And just turn the phone off. Just turn the phone.
No, you can't turn the phone off. You need to disconnect from this whole thing.
I'm trying to. God damn it. There.
Gosh.
Well, what I was trying to do is this was supposed to be down the road. I was trying to log in the back end and then fucking I was going to show the other studio, but whatever.
For what? We were talking about something so different.
I was like 10 steps ahead. Sorry. If you didn't hear yourself there, you wouldn't even have known all this behind the scenes shit was going on.
This is why this is our last episode. This is why, okay? You could only live and work with your husband, but so much, guys. We are husband and wife, okay? We see each other all the time.
No.
We have a child
Yeah, but we don't
together.
like talk about real shit all the time.
We do podcasts together. We own a business together. We have to talk about the business all the time, every day. It's like, I gotta tap out of some personal freedom. That's what my numerology said. I need some more personal freedom.
Well, like if you were to actually embrace it and be like, this is just life, instead of acting like it's a task.
Embrace what? The fact that I'm with you all the time? I do everything with you. It's like, I gotta get out of town. I gotta get on a plane by myself and go, which is what 2026 is bringing. I'm going to New Orleans, and then I'm going to take a trip, hopefully somewhere else without you.
Like, mark my words, we'll bring this up on the other podcast at the end of next year, that you're going to go through all this stuff to realize that everything is right here and you don't know why you were trying to be free from whatever, blah, 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 blah. And here we are again. That'll take a whole year, though.
You know, I don't understand why it's this like thing. Like, even like with your friends, like I feel like sometimes your friends hear this podcast and they hear me talk and they're like, oh my God, like you let your girl say that, like all these like things, right? Like, I don't understand what the issue is when a woman just has this like free mindset. Like, I just want to like.
There's nothing wrong with it, but
not saying that I don't want to. Not saying that I don't love being around you, but I mean fun.
But that's the perspective that you put across. You don't put it across like it's about you and just being free. You put it across as like, I can't do this anymore.
I feel like I just was talking about how we do everything.
Exactly.
We do everything. We share.
Yes. See how you've like
right? Which is a beautiful thing. I guess I'll add that. Beautiful thing, because I do actually quite love it, and I'm very fortunate to have this. However, as a Sagittarius, as someone who just loves to see the world, as someone
you can do all
who
that. Nobody's stopping that.
I know I can, but I like to do it sometimes just by myself / with my dad.
So don't we all? You're acting like you're some like unicorn or some shit.
I know that. So why, whenever I say that I want to go,
because of the way that you say it, because you lay
it, such a big deal.
Because
your friends are going to hear this. They're all from New England. All his friends are all from New England. They're all like this, like traditional New England mindset of like, oh, your wife is talking about her ex.
No, you know what they're gonna.
It's like, no, I'm fucking free. I'm not gonna fucking shelter or fucking not say my truth and what's on my mind. Fuck all that shit.
But the part that they're gonna see is that you laid it all out like, I see Joe all the time. I work with Joe all the time. I do all this all the time. Now I need to get away from Joe. That's what they're going to see. And that's what everybody watching and listening to this is going to see too, because of the way that you present it.
That is fine by me, because that means that you don't really know me. Now,
right. Well, you're right. Because I know you, I let you say all these things right to my face.
You let me.
Well, I could just be like, shut the fuck up. Like, what do you mean? You're like tired of like
wait a minute.
life?
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather be with someone who didn't speak their mind?
No, I hate that. So I don't.
Listen, bada bing, bada boom.
That's why I don't tell you to shut the fuck up.
Bing, bing, bing. Then this is what you
got.
But
I think there's a better way to present it, is what I'm saying. Such as, example, I too, also in my numerology, need extreme freedom.
Really? I feel like you're
independence.
very needy.
No. Like look at my life. Like a lot of the days I'm like working by myself. Then that's the difference between us.
You would much rather work with me.
The difference between us is
no. Admit that. You would much rather be in an office next to me.
Than what? Than sitting here by myself?
Yes, than being here by yourself, having alone time. You would much rather be in an office next to me.
Yeah, but if I did, if I did that all the time, I'd be exactly like what you're saying.
No, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. You're obsessed with me.
Oh my God. But here's the other thing too. Like you also work with other people all day long too.
Right.
So it's like we have to do our thing. You're talking and communicating with people all day long, whereas like I am not, and I get plenty of like freedom and independence on a daily basis.
Joe, you were obsessed even when we did have an office across from each other. You still wanted to be with me all the time.
Well, yeah, because I love you. I mean,
my God, that is so sweet.
It would be nice if you were the same way.
So sweet.
I just think that you don't really know how to show it, really, like sometimes.
Most likely, that's the case.
Yeah, and then it comes out all sideways, and then you're like, I need to get away from you. And it's like, you don't really need that. That's not really what you're looking for.
Coming from a family where no one really actually says good morning to each other. Not Joe, the Delorme family.
Oh, yeah. She didn't even know what that phrase meant.
People would wake up and just like walk past each other. There's no good morning.
So sad.
So wild. So insane.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the difference. So I also need this extreme freedom, but I get it every day, all the time. So then when I actually do see you, I'm like, let's be together all the time, right?
I feel like it's always been like that, minus when you had the grow. When you had the grow, you were like so busy with that. But when you first came to Miami and you were essentially retired, and then now those are the two stages of life where you have like more time. And then when I get home, it's like, oh my God, I just had this epiphany, actually. Just had this epiphany. So remember how actually, because this is all actually making its round. So when we were living in Miami and you had all that free time and I was going to work, and at that point I was working like 6 days a week, like a crazy person.
You were working 7 days a week. Sometimes.
Right, I know. I was on call, blah, blah, the whole nine. I remembered this being an issue of whenever I came home, you really wanted to just sit with me and talk. And I was like,
that's how the podcast started.
Right. I was like, I don't really have the energy to do that. Right. And so then what I did was then I like figured out how to leave work And then I had to like do this whole routine that I did to mentally prepare myself to get home so that I can actually give you time, right? And I did that for a while and it worked out. And then I lost it over time, obviously, I feel like, just because of life. But now the difference with that is that I realize now I'm going to have to create the same thing, but differently, because during that time, I had a 45-minute drive. So I had so much time to like, you know? So maybe then what I can do is when I'm done with work, hang out in the office and just which is kind of what I do sometimes. Like sometimes I'll get home later because I'm just hanging out in the office by myself. But I'm gonna have to like do it with more intention of like, okay, I'm doing this intentionally so that I can free up some space so that when I get home, I can really actually be more like, okay, I'm here. Like, how was your day? Da da da. You know,
that would be nice.
Yeah, because I don't do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then I think that in combination with like as we go through the next several months of you like kind of like pulling back a little bit from working as much, it'll all balance out and it'll be fine. That's why I'm just like, whatever, okay, do whatever fucking crazy thing you think you got to do now, and then it'll all be fine. It's like all I'm doing is like sitting here waiting around just to get to where we are right now, sitting on just talking about stuff, you know. Aloha bars, they're the best.
They are the best, and the peanut butter cup ones are actually where it's at. They're my favorite. The other ones I'm not really a fan of.
Just had to throw that little commercial in there. Yeah.
So
yeah, there's that.
So what do you have for us today on this our last 104th episode?
Got a lot of health stuff. I got some, maybe some political stuff. Can we start with this one?
This is the mice?
Yeah.
I think the one thing about this one, that's why I asked you, I'm like, when was this experiment, this study done?
Well, who gives a fuck when it was done?
Well, it kind of like if I'm going to cite something and be like, hey, there was a, like it's good to know like when it was done.
Why?
Where it was done.
Well, let's watch it and you'll find out. I don't know.
How long is this thing?
Well, this video is 1 minute and this video is like 1 minute as well. Can you hang in there for 2 minutes?
I was just asking for the audience if anyone's going to watch this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyways, there was this study done. I don't know when. Looks like it could have been like in the 70s or something, right? And this is very general description. I'm hoping that he's going to describe it through this video. But where he had a whole bunch of like mice, like a whole shitload of mice, and they gave them everything, like food. They had food, water, freaking space to roam, and what they did over time was the mice started creating like, I think like these tribes, and there was a hierarchy, and then there would be these stray mice from different places that would end up like killing another mouse, and they realized that it actually played out what society kind of does now, in like a society that is at where we're at, as far as you can go anywhere, go to any grocery store, get food, survive. Most people have some sort of like shelter, and protection, and just a community, and like hierarchy, government, and stuff like that.
So this actually was done. So the experiment is called Universe 25, and it was in 1968 by researcher John Calhoun, out of the National Institute of Mental Health.
Okay, so we will play this.
Why have I not? Maybe I'm pretty sure I do not remember.
I wish I could blow this up, but I can't. Oh, there we go.
A pathological situation like this gives us an understanding of what may be going on in the human situation, or what might go on and be catastrophic. And what is really catastrophic and where the real fear is on a level where the mice and man are extremely similar. It does get programmed less by genetics, less by heredity than for the mice, much more cultural. But it's just as subject to being disorganized, to having a program disorganized through inappropriate sequences of contacts, too many contacts. And part of the danger is that we don't have an adequate establishment. We're now seeing, because the quote establishment doesn't provide.
This guy's a horrible communicator.
Horrible speaker.
Have a long time perspective, both in the past and the future, and where we may go.
Right, why don't we just read this?
Man, he's like a tough. I couldn't even listen to him anymore. And I'm like getting lost as I'm listening to him.
Man, I really should have probably listened to this before. All right, so do you want to read this?
Yeah, so John Calhoun gave his mice everything: unlimited food, perfect climate, no predators, ideal nesting spaces. They responded by going insane, refusing to breed, and eating each other despite full feeders. The Universe 25 experiment didn't just predict social collapse, it documented the exact stages we're living through right now. We're not approaching the behavioral sink, we're in it. Look at the parallels. Calhoun's mice formed rigid hierarchies where wretches emerged, outcasts attacking randomly, unable to function socially. Today's school shooters and rage-filled comment sections aren't different phenomena. They're the same behavioral collapse in human form. Males retreating into themselves, females becoming hyper-aggressive toward their own offspring. Sound familiar? Birth rates catering across developed nations while parents treat children like lifestyle accessories or abandonment targets. But here's the truly terrifying part: the beautiful mice. These were males who withdrew completely, spending all their time grooming, eating, sleeping. They refused to mate, fight, or engage socially. They just existed, perfectly content in their self-care routines. Open Instagram, watch the endless grooming videos, the food porn, the sleep optimization content. Millions of young people choosing pets over children, skincare over relationships, personal brands over actual connections. The beautiful mice didn't die fighting. They died perfectly moisturized and alone. Calhoun discovered abundance itself becomes toxic when social roles collapse. His mice had every physical need met, but lost the behavioral patterns that gave life meaning. We've created the same condition: infinite entertainment, unlimited porn, endless food delivery, virtual everything. No need to hunt, fight, build, or even mate. Just consume and groom until the population quietly zeroes out. The experiment succeeded 25 times. That's actually pretty good. Same result every single time. That's pretty cool.
Wild.
I feel like I definitely learned that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought that this was really interesting, and I am surprised I hadn't heard about this either. So basically, this is a predictable pattern.
Yeah.
And we are living through it. We've been living through it. Humans have been living through it for hundreds of years at this point now. It just sounds like when we get everything, our minds start like thinking of just like we do now. You know, we start finding problems, and then some people, depending on their DNA and the way that they were raised or whatever, they start
taking it to a
being
whole
aggressive,
other, right? Taking it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
So basically, when we get everything, we just all go crazy.
Yeah. So maybe
is what it is.
And then I guess that makes sense when it comes to like, say, not the getting everything, but like creating some sort of fortitude, like pushing through and like hard times or something, right? And that's why like people are doing like sauna and ice baths now, and it's actually helping them mentally because it's like you're forcing yourself to do something that like not a lot of other people are willing to or want to do, and then you're going through it and you're like, oh shit, it's changing the way I think, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're thinking about these mice, and it's like predictable, and like we're having to like go backwards almost and force ourselves into these situations so we can correct our minds.
Yeah. I want to be clear too in terms of what we mean by like, and what the studies means when it says like when you're getting everything, right? Like, because I feel like some people could probably hear that and be like, we don't got everything.
Yeah,
it's like,
survival stuff.
Like,
right. The essentials to life.
Yeah, we're talking about things that, like, for example, like they said, like porn, unlimited. You can get it anywhere, you know, like access to that wherever, whenever. Social media, wherever, whenever, right? Even like,
I'm just saying, like food. They had full food.
Right.
Whatever they
Even
wanted
food.
to eat.
And I mean, I guess in today's society, I guess there are many people who actually don't have food.
More people have food than don't have food.
Now, I guess, right, with what's built.
If we're talking about like all 7 billion people on Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably less than, I'm just off the top of my head, but it's probably less than like 100 million people that like actually can't have food. Because first off, if you don't have food for so long, like you're going to die, right? So you can't have no food forever.
Right. I also feel like we're not like, aren't we like at a point in society though where, well, actually no, like that, like what about like homeless people, right? Who are like living on the streets, you know, like, are they on some kind of food stamps? Do they have some kind of something where they can get food? No, probably.
I don't know.
Some of them probably not.
But this is a good point too, right? So when we talk about things like this, societal things that affect, like, in general, the majority of people or whatever, we always get back into like honing in, once again, seeking out the problem, right? Instead of looking at the real answer that is given to you.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, what about the 100,000 people out of like 1 billion that are XYZ? Well, that's also built into this experiment that they did, and it shows that there were outcasts, there were outliers, there were isolationism. It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Those people are homeless and doing drugs and whatever because of the whole societal thing. And also because we're all connected.
I want to know what the holes are in this experiment. Like, if there's any holes, like, I want to know, like, I would have to really, like, look at this whole thing and, like, read the whole thing from beginning to end.
Anyways, I thought that was an interesting thing to.
But that is interesting. Absolutely.
I don't know where my shit just went.
Who's Grok?
Grok is AI, is fucking Twitter's version of ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. Why'd they call it that? What
Elon
anytime shit. I think of Grok, you know who I think of is that football player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think of the
one that they roasted. They're like on the, whose roast was that? But he was there and they were fucking with him. Gronk. Gronkowski. Yeah, that's who I think of.
I think of the, you know, that what the hell was the name of that movie? Where was the tree and all he said was Grok? Or didn't he say like something? He said like one word. The raccoon and then the tree and the green girl and the other guy. What the fuck is it?
Girl?
Yeah, what the fuck is the name of that movie?
This movie sounds wild.
God damn it.
The green girl, the tree, some guy.
Raccoon or talking raccoon. You don't know anything I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking
Somebody
about.
out there knows for sure. It's like green not girl. Like the Avengers, but it's like in that wheelhouse.
It's like a Marvel?
I don't know if it's Marvel. I think it could be. Wow. Oh my God, you're going to make me fucking look this up.
What's the movie with the green girl, a tree?
Movie.
And a talking.
Green girl. And tree. And talking raccoon. Watch. The fuck. Right there.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Now you know what I'm talking about? And you
I've
know
never seen that, so I don't know.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No.
The tree comes in and it just says one word, and I think it says like his name is like Gronk or something, like a Grok or something like that. All right, well, it's irrelevant if you don't even know. Okay, I guess moving on. How about this one? It's an easy one.
Don't eat breakfast? I never eat breakfast. That's a lie. Not that I never eat breakfast, but I don't eat breakfast.
Everyone who ate breakfast this morning needs to hear this. Eating 3 meals a day was created by the Rockefeller Foundation. Our ancestors didn't eat 3 times a day. If they ate 3 times a week, that was a lot. Your body is meant to be in a fasted state. Why do you heal when you sleep? Because you're fasted. Your body's able to take the energy that it normally would use, breaking down and digesting food, and instead it's putting it towards healing and feeling sick. Don't go to the white coat who has no idea what he's talking about. Throw a 36-hour fast at it.
36-hour fast. You can heal or solve a lot of your problems.
36-hour fast.
Now, if you have chronic issues, I mean, that's 36 hours fast is just the beginning of what you need to do here. But
I mean, honestly, though, I feel like that's becoming more of a known thing. And I feel like a lot of people are taking that on more and realizing and understanding that the physical benefits to it, the mental benefits to it. Because even when we were fasting, when we did that, like, it was hard. But I will say I did feel like I felt good. I didn't feel...
Yeah, why did we stop doing that?
Why did we stop
We were doing
that?
the once a week, 24-hour fast.
Yep, once a week, 24-hour fast.
That's an easy one, too. It's so fucking... Actually, they say within the first 17 hours, when you hit that 17th hour, that's when your body starts reversing and your cells actually start eating or getting rid of those zombie cells and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know, I'm annoyed that we stopped because literally, like, getting back into something like that, that's what makes people not want to get back into it. Because all you're thinking about is like that the initial times when now you have to get back into it and it's going to fucking suck. And it's like you're at work and it's like fucking 3 o'clock and you're starving and you feel it in your body. And now it's like the worst. Ugh.
That's why it's almost like...
So annoyed that we stopped.
I get upset at myself if I'm in it. Say I'm like doing something every week and I do it for like, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months or whatever. And there's a time that your head is saying, well, you don't have to do it today. Right. You've already done it for 3 months.
Of course. Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that's the complacency.
And that's the time I'm like, fuck you. Because I know if I stop 3 months later, I'm going to be like, I want to get back on this, but I know how hard it's going to be. So why even bother stopping? Like, just keep it going. But that's easier said than done sometimes.
It is easier said than done. And to be quite honest, like when it comes to like, obviously it's like we'll make ourselves do something easily if we actually like, you know, enjoy it or have passion for even the benefits or something that has to do with it, you know? Like, I wish that like the only thing in my life I feel like that I do in terms of like activity wise or something that I feel like is helping me either physically or mentally that I really, really enjoy doing is the jujitsu. I don't have any like all the other stuff. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like I get it. Like it's necessary and it sounds good, but like.
We'll see what happens after Christmas.
Why?
Because I know you very well.
I go to jujitsu 2 times a week.
I'm just saying, when you get these like multiple weeks where we're either on vacation or you can't make it, 2 to 3 weeks, and then you got to go back, that's when it's like, but maybe this will be fine because you only do it like once a week, and then it's also...
I do it 2 times a week. I go Wednesday and Sunday. I'm supposed to be.
But it's also like it's like you always just pick up where you started off anyway. It's not like you're missing anything.
That's why I love it. Like when I go back. Well, like I miss like a certain class because so like, you know, there's like about 50 something, like, classes, each focusing on something different, right? So like last Wednesday was like, class number 22. So if I didn't go, I would have missed something, but it doesn't matter because once they're done with the whole thing, it goes back around anyway. And so it's like, I'm always going to have a chance to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
But you know why though? I think the reason why with jujitsu that I'm so passionate about it is because it's not even about the physical, to be quite honest. I think it's more about because jujitsu is all mental.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like such a challenge, and I love a good I love a good puzzle like that, where it's like, oh, how can I fuck you up? How can I, with literally just one single move, fuck you up? Protect myself. It's great.
Here is them talking about
autophagy fasting. What's that?
So autophagy fasting is about 17 hours in without food. Your cells will turn within and they'll start to heal themselves. And that was what Dr. Osumi's big discovery is that the cells clean themselves up. What's interesting on this one, and this is something I really want to get out to the world, is that when you stimulate autophagy, what you're doing is you're turning on the intelligence inside the cell, and that intelligence is looking around and it's going, hey, there's a virus, there's a bacteria, get them out. So let's push these infections out of the cell. That mitochondria, it's not working well. We need to repair it. That endoplasmic reticulum inside here, it's lagging. We need to fix it. So it literally goes in and fixes everything inside the cell just at 17 hours. But one of the greatest studies I've seen in fasting was done during COVID. And it showed that if a virus comes into a cell that's in a state of autophagy, it can't replicate. Viruses have to live off of your energy system. So when viruses go into a cell that's laden with glucose, they have a party in there. They love that. They munch on that and then they go out and they start replicating. If you were in a fasted state, when a virus comes in, it can't replicate. There's nothing inside that cell for that virus to take over. And
Right. So, you're not, we're basically, what I was just going to say, basically people are like, oh, what's wrong with like a little sugar here and there, a glass of wine, all this other stuff, like this consistent sugar intake, right? And I'm like, well, because you're feeding any kind of disease or cancer that's coming into your body. That's what they want. That's the glucose. That's the freaking food for cancer and other viruses. So if you can minimize that on a regular basis and then also do some fasting in between, I mean, you're doing yourself a great service to not get.
What's the longest amount of time that someone can go without food?
Well, that's a loaded question.
Oh.
Because, watch, there is a documentary called Eat the Sun. I think I brought it up before.
Now, I'm just saying food. I'm not saying water.
Yeah.
Just food.
So these people are talking months, years.
Years?
Like I think one guy has gone a year. It's actually oh wow, it's free on YouTube if you guys are interested. But here, we'll watch the trailer real quick. But this, oh no, I'm on the wrong, sorry, sharing the wrong screen, guys. Sorry. Place with, here we go. So a lot of the people in this documentary have gone at least, I think the lowest,
the actual energy
month.
I'm starting to feel is, the actual energy I'm starting to feel is becoming richer and richer. I feel as though I'm just on the edge of something huge and wonderful.
The Incans, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, everybody looked at the sun. Here today, don't look at the sun, you'll burn your eyeballs out.
I first heard about sun gazing just doing searches on the internet.
So my first couple of days doing it, I got really scared. I would see yellow patches all day long.
Now I needed to find out why it is. Without any other disciplines, I'm 10 times stronger.
Since I've been sun gazing, I haven't been as hungry.
So why do you sun gaze?
When I first read your website, I mean, why not?
And now I'm at a point where it's so many more minutes. 38 minutes versus 2 minutes is huge. And the sensations have been unbelievable.
How could you possibly imagine what it could do? You can't.
Even if you pay me $1 billion, I will not eat. First I heard about HRM. He has not eaten. I said, come on now. It can't be that.
We didn't really find abnormality anywhere except this finding of MRI which showed enlarged pineal gland.
We can receive the nourishment and the energy that we need directly from the sun.
I don't think that that's going to be biochemically possible.
You feel better not eating.
The food that it gives is spiritual, not physical.
How you use the physical sun to get there is a very highly advanced process.
This journeying.
Yeah, well, I forgot that.
I was super into this trailer.
Oh, you want to make it what? Planet? I'll give you
Planet.
Planet.
That's okay. I mean,
I know how you get bored with things quick, so that's why I turned it off.
I was actually really into that. I was like,
all right,
what?
Yeah, I'll just keep playing
The class of meeting all these people has just been unreal.
Can I ask the reason why you're doing this?
I'm still working on that.
If you don't look at the sun properly, it can just consume you.
I'm ready to get ready to inject. Steady.
A piece of me died when she gave me those results.
Can you show me the photographs?
You can't lie to yourself. I mean, you can, but it only will start ripping you up from the inside.
It could be that these are the modern day pioneers of a whole new evolutionary leap.
If there's just at least one person who's done it, that means it's possible.
Well, they don't really.
They don't get into.
They don't get into the like how many people and how long they went, but
basically,
I watched it before.
Okay. Oh, okay, you have.
So yeah, I mean that guy, the main guy, I think he definitely went at least 30 days minimum for sure.
Okay, I feel like that's like people can do that.
And his thing, like this whole documentary is about like gazing at the sun. If you think about it, a lot of animals too.
Well, it's about the sun basically providing your body with all the nutrients that you actually.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, I mean that's what plants do. Plants don't eat anything; they eat sun. The sun actually converts their chlorophyll or whatever into whatever food. Yeah, these guys are saying that it's the sun.
So what do they do on days that the sun's not out?
I don't know. It's not like they have to gaze at the sun every single day or all the time.
Oh.
It's only like, 10, 15 minutes a day,
That's it?
Yeah. Now, this is part of it. And then also within this documentary, there's this old guy, this guy right here, that supposedly had been doing it for like over a year. And then they kind of like tracked him, and then they said that he went into like a McDonald's or something like that. And
what?
Yeah, I don't know. So obviously, then that throws a wrench in the whole fucking thing.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, people, you cannot eat as long. You really more need water than food.
Right.
And guarantee. There is a point though. I think that's like unhealthy. There's a balance. You obviously, I wouldn't go like a whole month, but I mean, I think on average, it's pretty okay to say that the human body probably can survive on maybe 3 to 5 meals a week. And that's probably actually more efficient and actually healthy for you than the 3 times a day that we eat.
Also, why is that guy not? Well, I mean, he does look frail, but I mean, like, because I feel like even when I don't eat, like, let's say I'm just having sometimes I'll have days where like I wake up rushing, go to work, I'm back to back, or maybe I'm just not really hungry or I'm just doing something else. So I don't even eat lunch. Then I get home And I'm just like, at that point, my stomach is just kind of like not really feeling food. So maybe I can go a whole day without eating, right? Which I've done before. When I do that, even like twice a week, if that happens, like I'm losing weight astronomically. Like weight just spills off of me so fast whenever I do that. So
Well, it's
like
because you're
like the fasting and stuff.
Because
like,
you're
I
getting
lose
back
so
into
much weight.
ketosis, and that's when your body actually starts using the fat in your body for actual fuel as opposed to sugar and other consumption.
So
it's burning off the fat. Normally, we're not doing it because we're eating so much. Our bodies are constantly working on digesting the food, and we're using the most easily accessible way source of fuel. Our cells are, right? So when that easily accessible one, which is when we eat a bar or whatever, is not available, then your cells start looking elsewhere for fuel. And they get the fuel from the stored fat. And that's the whole reason why we store fat, is because in case of, can't eat for a while.
Right.
So that's why bears can hibernate for like 3 months at a time.
Right.
And that's what we're meant to do. So anybody that has an excess amount of fat stored on their body, in their belly or wherever, they definitely can benefit from an extensive fast. Those people could probably fast. I mean, you've seen it before on Alone, right? They go into the show, like they overeat, they do all this stuff.
They put on so much.
Because they know they might go like the next 2 weeks without eating.
Right. Yeah.
So.
But again, they lose an astronomical amount of weight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that there's a balance, So
that's why, like, when I look at that guy, and I'm like, okay, he didn't eat for what, a fucking year or whatever, and he's saying he's not eating, but then, like, look at him, I'm like, skinny, he looks frail, but he doesn't look like he's gonna, like, die.
Right. So I think these guys in that movie, they kind of take it to the extreme, and they think like, oh, we don't ever need food ever. And, I don't agree with that. But I think we definitely overeat. And then then you think about this, right? It's like, all right, everybody has to eat 3 meals, and we live in this world we live in now. But the reality is like, if we actually ate the amount of food that we really needed, and we were all a healthy society, first off, there's already plenty of food for the whole world. But if we did it like that, there would be like, we'd be overflowing with the food. We'd be throwing food out because it's like too much,
Oh, I was going to say something about that. What were you just saying?
The amount of food in the world.
Right, the amount of food. I don't know, it's gone.
Okay.
Huh.
All right, moving on.
It's still gone. Thought I had.
Hold on, we got your buddy here talking.
This guy.
It's ready to roll there. Hold on. Gotta go back and switch the share. Okay. Boom. And this is potentially exciting news if it can be done.
If it really can be done.
If this can be done.
Anything that says anything about getting rid of income tax.
Federal income tax. Trump is talking about a reality of this actually happening. Let's see.
For the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet, other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, and many years they've just been ripping us to shreds. For the next.
Okay.
I don't know how anyone listens to him talk without laughing. I can't. He's the way he speaks and says words, I think is the
really
funniest
big
fucking thing that I can't stop laughing. It's like I can't.
See, what's happening now, though, behind the scenes that maybe some people aren't aware of, is that this tariff, his ability to collect tariffs or modify tariffs is on trial right now. And there are judges determining whether that is constitutional or not, right? So in the meantime, Trump says a lot of things like he's saying right now, like we could actually get rid of it. Because what he's trying to do is gather support from the common people about their, because that's going to get them excited.
Yep.
Also, another thing that's going to get them excited is $2,000 from the tariffs, right? So he's basically trying to get more people to put pressure on the process, the judicial system of like deciding whether this tariff is constitutional or not. My personal opinion is I don't actually believe that the president can
get rid of income tax.
No, I don't think the president can put these tariffs on these other countries alone. It's because the Congress, it's the Congress's job to do any kind of financial or dealing with any kind of money situations, right? Taxing, any of that stuff.
Got it.
So I think he's kind of found a loophole. Now, what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to deem it unconstitutional, but they're going to give him a way out. And they're going to say, listen, we will let these things stand for the next year or two or whatever it is. And then from then that is going to end and it needs to be cut back or something like that. And, who knows? They might even give him another 3 years. They'll be like, okay, throughout your presidency, we're just going to let this ride. It's actually, because it's weird, because it's actually very beneficial to the country right now, sort of. But it's there's a backstory too, where technically we could eventually be paying for some of that stuff too. But anyways, it's just what I'm saying is he's using this announcement of like, oh, we could just get rid of income tax because of these tariffs as support to.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. To get everybody excited about it.
Totally. Because the minute I hear that, I'm like,
I know.
I'm on board.
I am on board.
I'm like, fucking income tax, okay? Between that and the damn fucking student loans.
Now, would a full-blown MAGA Trump supporter criticize like that? I don't think so.
Criticize like what?
Like I just criticized Trump.
Oh, well, I don't know. We also just said that it would be that then
it's still cool. I mean, who doesn't
right.
want fucking?
So that just automatically, I guess.
Who doesn't want? I mean, who? I don't care what side you're on. If America just said, you know what, we don't need income tax anymore. Who's going to be like, no, we do, we have to do it. I want to pay.
I think some people would stop for a second and be like, okay, well, if
how are we going to pay for this?
Right. And then that
and I agree. But if there is an alternative way to get that amount of money without paying income tax, okay, explain that to me.
Right.
And then let's get rid of income tax. Because first off, income tax is illegal in the first place. The 13th Amendment states it. There are actually former IRS employees that sued the IRS back in like the 90s and actually won, and they don't ever pay income tax because they proved that it's illegal to.
I want to sue the IRS so bad.
You won't. They closed that loophole now probably, but technically it's a voluntary thing.
Yeah, but they'll find a way, and they'll get you with the wording of something, and then now I need a fucking, either I'm going to be arrested or I owe them, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Well, they just cut like half the IRS staff, so less likelihood that that's going to happen, I guess.
Fucking IRS, man.
What else we got? I don't know.
On to the next.
How to revert?
Oh my God, so there's a new show. Did you see that? So you know how Chris Hemsworth did that docuseries thing, right? Where each episode was him basically finding new ways to kind of like,
limitless.
Right, limitless, yeah. Okay. So he has another one out, but it's with his father because his dad got diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's them having like these conversations and going through things each and every episode about like, it's so, I just recently saw it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like a 3-part series.
Is it 3-part?
Yeah.
Chris, I really want to watch it. Hemsworth.
I've been watching it. I've asked you to watch it. You need to go check out and do
documentary with Dad. A road trip to remember. So they go on, right. So it follows Chris and his father, Craig, as they take a road trip across Australia after Craig's recent diagnosis of early stage Alzheimer's. The film explores memory, the science of social connection, and the importance of their bond. And it's on Disney and or Hulu. So you've been watching that one?
I haven't been watching the documentary, but I think this 3-part series comes after that documentary.
So this is new. This just came out, and I'm dying to actually watch it. So great. Just to put that in there.
Okay, so every time I go to like where I want to finish, how's it? It turns on. Okay, open that up. Okay, so this person is actually talking about the ways you can actually reverse dementia. It's a neurological thing. Probably has to do with heavy metals and stuff like that, but let's take a listen.
Dementia is 99% preventable, and there are 3 important factors here. One is the low carbohydrate ketogenic diet. Dale Bredesen, neurologist.
Low carbohydrate diet, removing sugars out of the body, right? Not giving it anything to feed off of.
California. And he puts his dementing patients on low carbohydrate ketogenic diets and improves their brain function and reverses their dementia. 2 is B vitamins to correct your homocysteine. And homocysteine is a measure of our ability to heal and repair. So homocysteine is a marker of the methylation cycle, and the methylation cycle is how we heal and repair. So if your homocysteine is either too high or too low, then we don't heal and repair efficiently. And 3, fish oils. Do those 3 things, and you can highly protect yourself from dementia.
That makes sense. I mean, there's more than that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that was just a clip of.
Also, she's talking about preventing it, not getting rid of it, because once you have it, I believe it's just an overload.
I think she also mentioned a doctor, right, who actually puts his patients who have been diagnosed with dementia on these things that she was just talking about, the 3 factors, and all it's doing is just slowing down the process, right? Which I mean is obviously amazing.
So once again, like all these diseases, everything that we're dealing with in life is not like it's not something that we can't defend ourselves from. We're actually creating it by consuming the shit that we consume, the pesticides, the freaking processed foods, the heavy metals, all the chemicals mixed in, the bleaches, the chlorines, all that shit. That's what's causing all these things. And we just keep eating it while we're taking this pill, this cancer pill, or doing chemo. We're still eating the shit, or still doing the thing that's causing the problem.
It's like the guy who we saw. Oh, you weren't with us. It's like the guy we saw when me and the girls went to Boston. This guy was like going for a run in the freezing cold in Boston.
Like smoking a cigarette or something?
Going for a run, smoking a fucking cigar. Just run, and I get it, fine, you don't inhale a cigar, but still, like he's just smoking a cigar in his whole workout attire and smoking a cigar.
I mean, that's a good description of it, but yes, we're never solved. You got to get to the source of what's causing the problem. But nobody looks at like their daily life and like what they've been doing for the past like 20 years as the problem. They just want to, like my dad the other day, I was talking to him and he's just like, I went to the doctors and, I heard they said everything's fine, everything's great, and then I did something to my leg or something, and I thought it was just like a twisted like ankle or something, and then I get this like bump behind my knee, and Anyways, he goes in and it ends up being like this. It wasn't a blood clot, but it was like a cyst or whatever. But he's like, and they didn't even know this. They didn't take care of this before. I'm like, why are you fucking pointing the finger at these doctors for not picking up on these things. You continued this
the same
lifestyle
thing
of
doing, right.
you know, smoking weed and drinking and freaking eating shitty foods and stuff this whole time.
Yep.
So like you did that.
Yes.
How are they? You just show up with a problem and they're like, well, I don't know what caused it, but here it is. And that's what it is. The doctors don't really think about what caused it or whatever. They're just like, here's the problem. Let's cut it off or let's radiate it or whatever the fuck it is. Here's a pill. And the normal person that goes there is just like, yeah, do something about it. And nobody thinks about the whole lead up. Like it's a slow process of like our lifestyles and what we're eating and drinking and breathing.
Did they put your dad on something or what'd they say?
No, there's just they think they would do, I don't know. They just cut off the fucking cyst or whatever.
Oh my God.
And then they said, you're healthy again.
You're good.
But then he's got to go home and eat his steak and drink his beers.
Same thing.
And then it's just going to pop up somewhere else. Like, you know, it's like, and this is the same guy. It's like, I don't need a, what's it called? When they stick the camera up your butt.
Oh, colonoscopy?
And I don't need a colonoscopy anymore because the doctor said I'm too old for that, so I don't need it anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I guess
wild.
I'm fine. Even though the last time I went last year, they found polyps. I'm fine.
I love
Doctor said I'm fine.
Colonoscopy. Actually, I have to schedule mine.
And then what will happen is something will happen. It will develop. It'll get bigger and bigger, and it'll be like, the doctors didn't find this 5 years ago. Yeah. Because you do need those things. You do need to keep up on that. You do need to minimize it by doing X, Y, and Z. Anyways, yeah.
Interesting. Well, so let's transition.
Transition?
Well, I was
what do you want to transition?
I was going to say transition out.
Oh, I thought that this was a really good one too. That you'd probably be interested in.
Human skulls found on construction site in Seaport, Boston.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
we're repairing the concrete along the Black Falcon Terminal in Boston Seaport when they came across the skull. Local reports say the skull is currently being examined by a forensic anthropologist. So cool, by the way. The medical examiner says if the skull is indeed a human one, they will go back to the site and dig up more of the pier to see if there are more remains. It's like someone murdered someone, killed someone, and then threw them in there before they put the fucking...
1000%.
And that is how... Holy shit. It's the mafia.
Yeah.
Come on. Who has access to knowing what projects are happening, what construct, all this stuff, the machines, blah, blah, blah. The mafia did this.
Whoever did this, they fucked up. Clearly they fucked up, but... They didn't take into consideration that the human body is going to sink over time through concrete before it dries to the lowest level, right? And then at that point, that's probably where it cracked off, somewhere on the bottom where there's a corner.
Also, how long does it take for a body to completely decay to where it's left with bones?
I don't know, but why?
That's a great question. Well, because they found skeleton bones, right? They didn't find an actual body. It's
bones. Yeah. Because
so with that being said, how long then, right? That would tell us at least about how long, right? So like, how long does a human body take to completely decompose?
Oh, so then, yeah. So you're saying it wasn't fresh. Well, they also didn't build that bridge like last week either.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's been there for obviously quite some time, but let me see.
Well, they would have to track it back to when the bridge was built, right?
Right. Take for a human.
But whatever you're looking for is irrelevant to what we're talking about, I think.
Is it? Because now I'm just interested.
Yeah, because the bridge wasn't built like in any...
A body can be reduced to a skeleton in a matter of weeks. In hot, exposed conditions, or take years or decades if buried or in a preserving environment like a peat bog or dry desert.
Right, like you know how they've found these mummified people up in the mountains because it's so like cold and it just preserves the body there.
Oh, so then this isn't a long time at all. But at the same time, this could have been there, right, because this bridge was built.
Who knows? I mean, it was Boston, so I don't know. The seaport's a fairly newer area, but
no, but actually, it still could have been in there before the bridge was. Yeah, like right as it was being built, actually, because again, it only takes like weeks.
Yeah, but this is that's interesting. That is a good question though, because it's a very preserved situation there inside concrete. So why would, like, there's no bugs, there's no air getting at the.
So how is it able to decompose in the cement?
Right.
Man, I'm interested. Let's see. How does a human body decompose in cement?
And you're still using, look, this is so wild, guys. She's still using fucking Google to like answer these questions.
A human body encased in concrete will still decompose, but the process is significantly slowed down and altered compared to a normal burial. The concrete does not stop decomposition indefinitely. It only limits the environmental factors that accelerate it. So like moisture levels, temperature, structural. So basically, decomposition within concrete is measured in years, not months. While a body in a typical coffin might take 10 to 15 years to fully skeletonize. Oh, okay.
Well, the concrete, I get too, because the concrete is like actually porous. So like, I guess air and other, it can still get through there over time.
Oh, but these are all the different. Wait a minute. So now it's saying might take 10 to 15 years to completely skeletonize when you're buried.
Okay. So that's why I was saying. I mean, that fucking bridge has probably been there for a long time.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's why like forensic psychology really would have fascinated me. Really could have went that route.
I thought this one was really cool too. How much? You like?
Yeah, we have to wrap up.
Half, huh? All right, we'll end up with this one. This one's a good one. All right, so this is a professor, and he's just talking about like race with his students, and they actually get a little bit of a surprise here with his class. Okay.
Got killed. Of 900, who are the people? Who are the people that got killed?
They're studying some. What the fuck is it? It's basically a scenario that happened and the perception of what happened in that scenario.
Okay.
Right.
Who are the people that got killed? Of 963, how many do you think were black?
600 will be black.
600.
And then like the rest would be like maybe Hispanic.
600 black. What would you say?
Probably like 500.
Here we go. This is a thinking class right now. I'm walking you through some thinking. Okay, go to the next one. So how many of the 963?
So hold on, so the answer was 463 or so 465 were actually white out of the 963. So mostly white people died during this scenario.
3 people were unarmed. How many do you think So how many of the 963 people were unarmed? How many do you think were unarmed? Here we go. Go to the next slide. So here are the numbers. You said 400 were unarmed. You said 500 were unarmed. What do you think about that number?
I'm actually kind of like shocked.
You said 400 were unarmed. Here we go. Go to the next slide.
With this?
Yeah, no, this is hard because if you're not watching, you can't see what they're saying. So in the scenario, 517 people had guns, 150 people had a knife, 65 were in a vehicle, 44 had toy weapons, 70 had other instruments, 48 were unarmed, and 69 were unknown. So most of the people in the scenario actually had guns. I don't know what the scenario is either, so that's kind of weird too.
So here are the numbers. You said 400 were unarmed. You said 500 were unarmed. What do you think about that number?
I'm actually kind of like shocked. I honestly thought like, I'm not saying like the media, like, I don't know, they just made it seem like, the guy was innocent, It's crazy how 517 had a gun. I would think it would be less than that.
So 22 out of 233 black people who police killed in 2016 were unarmed. 22. So that means you have a 0.6 chance in a million of being unarmed, black skin, and killed by the police. If he stays unarmed, you say, bro, listen, in spite of how you're dressed, in spite of who you are, if you remain unarmed, right, that's the likelihood of you being killed by the police. If you're going to protest like that, but this whole thing is based on police violence against black and brown people. So if you're going to protest, really step out in this way, you got to know what you're protesting. Is it a genocide? So when I see someone holding a sign up that says, stop the genocide of black people at a protest, and I'm saying, I wouldn't call that a genocide. There's a lot happening here, but that's not what I would call it. It's really important that we know what we're talking about so that we can be confident and have realistic and good conversation.
So he's making a good point about as far as like understanding what you're like protesting and really digging in deep to know the real facts about the situations. But it was hard to kind of like understand like because at the beginning of this video they don't actually describe what the people were protesting. But I think his whole point was, you know, the media may kind of depict a scenario,
but we know that.
Well, we know that. I mean, I don't think a lot of people still know that.
Really, guys, get on top of it. I feel like the jig is up at this point. You know, like the jig is up.
I guess once you actually are like see a scenario and you kind of walk through it and you get all the facts like this, and then it's like, okay, yes, the jig's up. But until you do that, you're just hearing things. The TV's on the background. This is going on over there, and you just, oh, they said this on CNN, blah blah blah, and then that's what you're going by. But like, you really should never do that. No matter what the fucking who's saying it or what's going on. You really should dig in, whether it's like the Epstein files or fucking, I don't even know, what are the fucking getting rid of the income tax. You can't just be like, oh, they're getting rid of the income tax. No, they're actually not. This is a whole thing. There's a lot of pieces playing out as, you know, they're working on it. So it's never as cut and dry, but that's what the media tries to make it out to be, is like, this is it. This is it. There is no other answer. Don't do any more research because you get all our answers from us and we'll tell you and we'll do the research for you. And a lot of people like that because it's easy. They don't have to think. And why do people not want to think? Because they're on their phones all the time and they're on their iPads and they're watching TV and all this information is coming at them and da-da-da-da. And they don't really know themselves.
We're giving too much. We're giving everything.
And we're giving everything like the fucking
all
mice.
Coming around. Right.
See?
It's all coming around. Man. Okay. Well, it is time to end.
Yes.
We're going to walk upstairs. It's going to be pitch black outside right now.
Yeah, it's 4:30.
Pitch black. Like it's like I'm like it's basically time. I'm like, what? No, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to go to bed.
Every day at like 4 o'clock, it's like, okay, so now it's like we can't do anything outside anymore.
Nothing past 4.
So stupid.
Annoying.
When are they gonna like do the thing where they make the clocks stop going forward and back?
So
it's
dumb.
like dumb.
I don't know. Well, everyone, thank you for listening. For those of you who have, thanks for following us. For those of you who did. And thanks for being a part.
What do you mean? It's they're still going to follow.
This is Keanvenient Truth I'm talking about. You know?
Well, you know.
And it's going to be a totally different format.
Yes. We actually may convert everything over. So like the Keanvenient Truth podcast we just might switch it over to Infused with Love podcast. So, you know, pay attention to that. If you continue to see Keanvenient Truth over the next, you know, several weeks, then look for some sort of link or whatever to switch over and get our new podcast. But we will be blasting it out everywhere, so hopefully you won't miss it. All right?
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.